In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the front caliper assembly on your Nissan Armada. Located behind the front wheels, let's get started. Using a 21mm socket, we're going to go ahead and remove the lug nuts. Remove the tire. With the tire out of the way, we're going to move behind the rotor. We're going to notice it's going to be a banjo bolt right here. Using a 12mm socket, go ahead and remove that. Just keep in mind, fluid will come out when you remove these, so just have a container underneath the vehicle to catch it all. Go ahead and crack it loose. Remove the banjo bolt. And a little tech tip I like to give, if you have a stem, you can go ahead and wedge it inside of the line, and this is gonna stop the line from leaking fluid. Now we can go ahead and remove the caliper. Using a 19mm socket, we're gonna remove the two bolts that holds the caliper assembly in place. Go ahead and crack them loose. Go ahead and do the same on the bottom bolt. And now remove them. When you remove the top one, make sure that you are holding onto the assembly so it doesn't fall off. And now we can go ahead and grab the whole assembly and slide it out. Now we can move on to a bench so we can take this apart. Moving over to a bench, we're gonna be disassembling this. Using a 17mm socket, go ahead and remove these two bolts. Go ahead and move the caliper away from the bracket. Now we're gonna go ahead and take apart the pads because we're gonna be reusing these on the new one. Take off the springs, put them to the side, and now slide the pads out. Put this whole assembly to the side and grab the new one. The first thing we need to do, we need to take this apart. So using the 17mm socket, go ahead and take those bolts off. Next, we need to lubricate the pins. So we're gonna remove one at a time. And now we're gonna be adding some silicone paste. You do not want that much in this, just put a little bit. Slide it in and make sure it goes in freely. If there's any air on the boot, just go ahead and squeeze it and push it in. Make sure that the pin moves in and out with no issues. We're gonna be repeating the process on the other one. If you have any excess silicone on the side of the pin, just go ahead and wipe it off. Now we're gonna go ahead and put some silicone paste onto the areas where the tims contact the bracket. We just need a little bit, do not overdo it. You do not want this to get on the rotor. Now we can go ahead and install the tim. Make sure you bottom it out. And repeat the same process on the opposite side. If you get any excess, go ahead and just wipe it off. Now we can go ahead and slide the bracket. Go ahead and install the bolts by hand. And now just get it snug. Do not tighten these all the way yet. Now we can go ahead and install the pads in. Just make sure that you install the one that has the squealer on the back of the rotor. Slide it in. And we're gonna be repeating the same process onto the front one. Now we can go ahead and install the springs. There's gonna be one on top and one on the bottom. Line it up with the little holes. And just keep in mind when you put this on, the pads are gonna wanna come out, so just keep some pressure onto them. It should look something like that. Now go ahead and install the caliper. Once you have it in position, go ahead and install the bolts. Now go ahead and install the bolts. And now go ahead and snug it up. Do not tighten all the way yet. Now we need to remove the banjo bolt that comes pre-installed onto the caliper. It should be hand tight, so go ahead and take it off. You want to make sure that you keep both of the crush washers. Now we can go ahead and install the hose. First we need to remove the valve stem that we previously installed to stop it from leaking. Simply slide it out. One thing you want to make sure, there's going to be 2 crush washers on these. You want to make sure that you remove them because we are going to be replacing them with new ones. There's one on either side. I'm going to use this little clip puller to help me take it off. Now we can go ahead and install the bolt. You want to notice on one side, I'm going to put one of the crush washers. And on the other side, I'm going to put the other one. It should look something like this. Now you want to pay attention to this little knob. You want to line it up with the caliper. Make sure you push it in, and now start the bolt by hand. It should look something like that. Go ahead and snug it up. And now we can get everything torqued down. Now we can go ahead and torque the caliper bracket. These are gonna go to 122 foot-pounds. And now we can torque the caliper pin bolts to 53 foot-pounds. Do the same on the bottom. Now we can go ahead and use some brake parts cleaner and spray the area. Wipe off any excess fluid. Now we can go ahead and torque the banjo bolt to 22 foot-pounds. Now we need to gravity bleed the caliper. I'm gonna be using a small trim tool. Take the cap off. Now using a 10mm wrench, all we need to do is just crack it open. What we're looking for is for a steady stream of fluid, so now we're just gonna wait. This is what we're looking for, so now we can go ahead and close it. Now we're gonna go ahead and use some brake parts cleaner. Wipe off any excess fluid that might be around the caliper. And now go ahead and reinstall the bleeder cap. Before we go ahead and open the cap, we want to make sure that this is free of debris. I'm going to go ahead and use some brake parts cleaner and a rag, and I'm going to go ahead and clean it up. Make sure you clean the cap. And if you notice, it's going to say DOT3. That's what we're going to be using. Now we're going to go ahead and add fluid up to the max line. We're going to go ahead and reinstall the cap. Install the tire. Install the lug nuts by hand. And now go ahead and snug them up in a star-shaped pattern. With the vehicle on the ground, we're gonna go ahead and torque the lug nuts to 98 foot-pounds in a star pattern. Now get in the vehicle, get a feel for the brake pedal. If the pedal feels soft, you will need to do a full brake bleeding procedure, and that'll be job done. The brake master cylinder is located on the left front of the vehicle. Before we go ahead and open the cap, we want to make sure that this is free of debris. I'm going to go ahead and use some brake parts cleaner and a rag, and I'm going to go ahead and clean it up. Make sure you clean the cap. And if you notice, it's going to say DOT3. That's what we're going to be using. Now we're going to use an extractor pump, and we're going to try to get as much fluid as we can out of the master. Go ahead and slide it in. and take some of the fluid out. With this, you want to get as much as you can. And over here I have a container just so I can transfer the fluid onto it. Now we're going to go ahead and add fluid up to the max line. We're going to go ahead and reinstall the cap. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to the right front of the vehicle, followed by the left front. Next, we're going to do the left rear, followed by the right rear of the vehicle. Moving to the right front of the vehicle, we're going to go ahead and bleed the caliper. First thing we need to do is remove the cap from the bleeder. Go ahead and put a 10mm wrench right on the bleeder. And now we're going to install a brake bleeding bottle. Go ahead and install the hose. And make sure that you put the bottle below the caliper. Now we're going to go ahead and have someone in the vehicle. They're going to pump up the brakes for me, and I'm going to crack it open when they hold on to them. Go ahead and pump. When he holds, go ahead and crack open the bleeder. And what you want to see is a steady flow of fluid. We're going to do that a couple times. Go ahead and close it and have him pump again. I'm going to do it one more time. This looks good. So we're going to go ahead and close the valve. Remove the hose. Remove the branch. Using some brake parts cleaner, we're going to go ahead and clean the bleeder. Wipe it off. And reinstall the cap. The next wheel will be the left front, and it will be the same procedure for that one. Now that you've done the first two calipers, we're going to go ahead and top off the fluid. Remove the cap. Top it off. Get it back to the max line. Reinstall the cap. And now we can move on to the rear of the vehicle. Moving over to the left rear of the vehicle, we're going to repeat the process. Remove the cap from the bleeder. Install the brake bleeding bottle. Using the 10mm wrench, go ahead and put it up over the bleeder and then install the hose. For this, we're going to need the ignition key on and have him pump on the brakes. When the person in the vehicle is holding, we're going to go ahead and crack open the bleeder. What we want to see is a steady stream of fluid. We're going to go ahead and do that one more time. This looks good, so now we can shut the ignition key off. Remove the bleeder hose. Remove the 10mm wrench. Remove our bleeder bottle. Now we can go ahead and use some brake parts cleaner. Clean the bleeder. And reinstall the cap. You will repeat the same process on the right rear of the vehicle. Now we can go ahead and top off the reservoir. Remove the cap. And get it back to the max line. Now go ahead and reinstall the cap. And now we need to torque the wheels to 98 foot-pounds. And that'll be job done.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.